The Protecting Groundwater project is an initiative implemented under the Mediterranean Sea Basin Program. It is a multilateral cross-border cooperation program whose main purpose is the reinforcement of the cooperation among countries members of the European Union and partner regions placed along the shores of the Mediterranean Sea. The project is funded by the European Neighbourhood and Partnership Instrument, which lives on the European Fund of Regional Development and the Chapter 4 of the European Union budget. The European Union as a worldwide actor. Protecting groundwater has set as main objectives to provide the select municipalities with the technical and administrative skill and tools for the protection of natural groundwater resources and reduce the risks of aquifer pollution within their jurisdiction, as well as the improvement in the intermunicipal cooperation to protect the common natural heritage. A study tour was organized to the Antequera region from the 11th to the 14th of June, 2012, in order to know the real situation of the aquiferous in this area, as well as those possible sources of pollution affecting the quality of the groundwater. Around 50 people took part. 30 out of them were members from Israel, Jordan, and Palestine, whereas the rest of the group came from different areas in Malaga. On the first day was held a reception and welcome act in the County Council Provincial Palace. Mr. Juan Jesus Bernal, Environmental and Sustainability Deputy, Mr. Jacobo Florido, Tourism and Territorial Promotion Deputy, staff from the European Resource Unit and the Environmental Service, and representatives from the municipalities involved in the project attended the act.
Es un programa específico para trabajar sobre un mapa de riesgo e intercambiar experiencias sobre la prevención en la contaminación de acuíferos subterráneos. Y nosotros lo que pretendemos precisamente es conocer de las experiencias de otros países del arco mediterráneo, como son Jordania, Israel, también una zona de los territorios palestinos, que van a aprender del trabajo que nosotros realizamos también, y nosotros vamos a aprender del que ellos realizan. Y del que ellos realizan también un aporte importante como es la reutilización de aguas procedentes del tratamiento en depuradoras, ¿no? Para nosotros es muy importante el trabajo en experiencia. Este es un proyecto europeo que pretende precisamente el intercambio de experiencias entre estos países, entre estos socios y entre la Diputación de Málaga, y especialmente 8 ayuntamientos importantes de la comarca antequera que viven y tienen un importante riesgo de contaminación en sus acuíferos. Sin duda las conclusiones que salgan de este proyecto pues vendrán a beneficiar el futuro del abastecimiento de agua en la provincia de Málaga, el futuro del abastecimiento de agua de los vecinos de la comarca de Antequera.
My role here is I'm the manager of the new project called Protecting Groundwater. The project that is a cooperation between Friend of the Earth Middle East and County of Malaga. And Friend of the Earth Middle East is an NGO of Israelis, Palestinians and Jordanians that we together share common environmental problem. We try to protect our natural and historical heritage and develop strategies for sustainable development in the region. But I feel this project is really on the ground. We are working to empower the municipalities, and it's the first time I see representatives and politicians and professionals and officials from the Jordan, Israel, Palestine authorities, and here in Malaga coming to discuss and find solution to protect our shared water.
And I'm very, very glad to be here in Malaga with my colleagues, with my friends, in this professional tour together with our colleagues from Jordan and Palestine and Spain, and to start talking and discussing our mutual problems. It's a very, very important aspect also for our next generation, our children and our children's children. And it's very, very important that we start taking steps so we could leave the next generation, we can leave them a natural heritage like we got from our parents. As regards to this field trip, I feel that this is a great opportunity for us together, Palestinian, Jordanian, and Spanish and Israelis, to create contacts, to talk, to be together, to experience this field trip together, and create a better atmosphere for cooperation, because our problems, our shared water is mutual. It's mutual problems, and we have to deal with them mutually. So that's why I'm very, very happy to be here, and I think that this is a great opportunity that I'm not going to miss.
In Palestine, the groundwater is actually it's influences by many of pollutants that is discharges from both Palestinians and Israelis at the same level, due to the discharges from the communities that don't have sewer systems, and also the discharges from Israeli settlements that discharge the wastewater from the settlements, and also wastewater from the industries inside these settlements into the wadis, and that may be infiltrated into groundwater. And from this point, we stand that there is a damage that could be taken on our groundwater, which is the only source of drinking water in the country.
This is the first step in several steps in this project. The project, the idea of it is very good. Particularly when we are talking about Jordan, Israel and Palestine, we have shared underground water. We do want to save the water. We do want to protect the underground water, and in addition to that, while doing that, we want to empower the municipalities in our region to be more effective in detecting hazardous points and in being able to act immediately to stop it.
In the municipality of Almarjan, the first working day took place. It was shown the reality of the towns in Malaga in those aspects related to groundwater that is appropriate for human consumption, the sources of pollution and the pressure situations which attempt the quality of it. During the visit, the location and characteristics of one of the sounding of water supply was known, which shows adequate quality for human consumption, even though it has suffered some pollution episodes, probably due to the intense agriculture and farming activity in the area, especially from the intensive pig stock breeding and the waste ponds, that is, slurry. Next to the sounding is set a treatment plant established to purify water in pollution situations through decalcification and filtration processes.
Desde que la Diputación Provincial de Málaga nos lo ofreció al Ayuntamiento, lo vimos un proyecto muy interesante, ya que nuestro municipio cuenta con unos acuíferos importantes, los cuales debemos de proteger, y aquí podemos tener y contar experiencia en las distintas zonas y poder valorar aquello que es tan importante como es el agua. La problemática que tuvimos hace unos años con una contaminación de un acuífero, entonces pues estamos viendo cómo en las distintas zonas se están tomando distintas alternativas y buscando las distintas soluciones con las que podemos contar para mejorar el suministro de agua potable a los vecinos de nuestras localidades. Podemos valorar muy positivamente las visitas que se están haciendo.
After the visit to the sounding in Almarjan, the participants traveled to the beautiful town of Antequera, where the official reception act was held in the meeting hall of the town hall. It was conducted by the mayor, Manuel Barón, and other local representatives. The representatives of the offices from Israel, Palestine, and Jordan were offered appreciation plaques.
Tenemos el mayor manantial de agua subterránea de la provincia, ¿no? Creo, ¿no? El Torcal de Antequera y todo lo que es el nacimiento de la villa y todo lo que es el acuífero de la Vega y sus extensiones hacia la laguna de Puente de Piedra, la laguna de Herrera, todas las lagunas que hay a lo largo ya de la incipiente comarca de Guadalteba por Campillo, nos dan a ver claramente que es la agua subterránea y el tratamiento de esas aguas en esta comarca es fundamental, y este proyecto creo que va a dar respuesta a muchísimas soluciones y va a dar solución a esos problemas que lógicamente tenemos a la hora de tratar el agua, porque la actividad agrícola es una actividad muy importante en esta zona y tenemos que saber y tratar pues, cómo puede ser de perjudicial y para que esa agua esté en las mejores condiciones posibles, ¿no?
They also enjoyed the rich cultural and architectural heritage of Antequera, visiting downtown. In the afternoon, the Valsequillo Environment Complex was visited. These facilities receive solid waste from different towns, and all light containers are classified for later recycling. The visit was guided by the expert staff from the Provincial Consortium for Solid Waste Management, who provided all information related to the complex and to the different phases of pouring. The installation of biogas recuperation, and the basic classification plant.
La planta Valsequillo, que fue inaugurada en el año 95, podemos decir que es una planta que está viva. Los vasos donde actualmente se producen los vertidos de residuos orgánicos están absolutamente de acuerdo con la normativa, tanto europea como las leyes medioambientales de la comunidad autónoma. Por lo tanto, no hay ninguna posibilidad de que los lixiviados, que son los caldos que produce la basura orgánica al fermentarse, calen al subsuelo. Se recogen automáticamente en una planta de lixiviado que está preparada para tal efecto. Los vasos están constituidos por un lecho de roca que van recubiertos por una altura determinada en función del terreno de arcillas que son totalmente impermeables, y sobre la arcilla va una tela, un geotextil, un polietileno que aísla por completo la basura orgánica del resto del vaso.
The second working day started with a didactic visit to Fuente de Piedra Natural Reserve, a protected area included in the Ramsar Convention on Wetlands of international importance, belonging also to the Natura 2000 Ecologic European Network, since it is a special bird protection zone. The small lagoon is an oasis of nature in the middle of an anthropized landscape. Its 13 square kilometers are the habitat of a high biodiversity, including the greater flamingo. During the visit, staff from the Natural Reserve Board explained the main characteristics of the species, their habitat, and its hydrodynamics. Specific telescopes were used to appreciate in detail the bird fauna in the lake. Likewise, from the known Lagunetto viewpoint, one can observe the wastewater treatment plant of Fuente de Piedra, thanks to which urban wastewater is purified so that the lagoon can be fed with clean water to keep the ecosystem alive. Afterwards, the group went to Alameda, where the local wastewater treatment plant as well as some dregs ponds were visited. The visit was led by technicians from the Provincial Consortium for Integrated Water Management. This plant was designed for a population equivalent of 10,000 inhabitants and for a maximum flow rate of 1,240 cubic meters per day. The purification system is conventional or activated sludge, and the water lines include a pretreatment, a primary decantation, a biological reactor, a secondary decantation, and a final chlorination. The sludge line includes sludge collection and thickening.
Los riesgos que se pueden dar en una depuradora de aguas residuales por un mal funcionamiento, fundamentalmente podemos plantear los que son de tipo ambientales. El hecho en sí mismo de construir una instalación de depuración de aguas residuales es precisamente para evitar que la carga contaminante que tienen esas aguas residuales acaben en lugares como pueda ser un acuífero, pueda ser un río o pueda ser el mar y demos o provoquemos episodios de contaminación y fundamentalmente la fauna que pueda haber en estos ecosistemas pudiera desaparecer o desaparezca. Entonces el riesgo fundamentalmente ambiental, por eso existe además una normativa de la Unión Europea donde limita cuáles son los parámetros o los elementos de control de la contaminación que puede dar lugar o que puede tener lugar en el interior de una depuradora.
Bueno, en principio toda relación que haya para conocer experiencias es positiva y por tanto es muy bueno que nos veamos, que veamos cómo se trabaja en otras partes, que otras zonas vean cómo trabajamos nosotros. Y si es verdad que eso acaba concretándose en algo positivo y en mejoras para el servicio que te presta la ciudadanía, pues bienvenido sea, ¿no?
The Antequera region is also characterized by the high production and development of olive trees, representing 90% of the production in the province of Malaga. Therefore, it is an important sector in the generation of resources and wealth in the area. During this visit, it could learn different facilities related to the olive sector, such as a plant for the treatment and use of waste from the oil manufacturing, out of which energy is obtained. Also had the chance to visit the facilities and dregs pond storage in the Rio Oliva oil mill factory, which is part of the Hoya Blanca cooperative, set close to the water treatment plant. Staff from the cooperative explained the oil manufacture process and the type of resulting waste in the different phases of the manufacturing process. They also explained the purpose of the waterproof ponds for the gathering of dregs, whose deposits are used to evaporate the liquid phase for a latter solid phase retrieval, which will be used as fertilizers in agriculture. As natural, the visit ended with a lunch in a typical Andalusian inn. This study trip has been an important exchange among the partners of the Protecting Groundwater Project to get to know the local reality in the Antequera region and in Malaga province. It has helped to get an important knowledge in the field of the protection of the hydric resource and groundwater in the province, as well as it has contributed to foster the relationship and links among all members of the project.